Welcome to session 12, Planning and Embedded Learning Opportunities. Intentional planning and embedded learning opportunities will learn how to intentionally embed learning opportunities to take advantage of teachable moments through evidence-based practices. Hi, I'm Hope once again. I've been in childcare for well over 20 years. I'm currently at Creative Kids College. I do admin. I have 4 children of my own, so everything I've seen has been pretty much a lot. So this is going to help us do the inclusive setting inside our center because we have our trainers, and so we're going to be doing the Pyramid Plus implementation at our center. Nicole?
Hi, I'm Nicole, everybody.
Hello.
Some of you that came in that didn't get to meet us initially, I work for the Resource Exchange. I do early intervention. And if you have any questions about how to get kids referred to services, whether it's speech, occupational therapy, physical therapy, ABA, I'm your gal. I'll get you connected to someone if I don't have the answer. So please feel free to contact me on a break or whatever. And welcome to session 12.
Also, we have Summer and Cheyenne that's also attending this session. Cindy, you're attending also, right? 7, 8, and 9? Okay, so welcome, you guys. Thank you for joining us. Moving along, special thanks to our Pyramid Plus funders, Department of Human Services, Division of Child Care, Division of Development Disabilities, Early Intervention Program, Division of Behavioral Health, Division of Child Welfare, the Colorado Health Foundation, the Temple Haynes-Buell Foundation, Mile High United Way, CPCD, and Kids Alliance for the wonderful snacks. And again, thank you so much for helping me with this training. I really do appreciate it. Our agenda today, I'll be covering learning objectives, building blocks, embedded instruction. Nicole and I will be doing child classroom activity matrix. Nicole will complete learning trial, teaching strategies. Nicole will also be doing that. Nicole and I both will be doing activity embedded learning opportunities, data collection and process monitoring. Nicole, I'll be doing activity thought seed and wrap up and quality improvement. What embedded learning opportunities might look like in the classroom and promote child engagement and learning in everyday activities, routines, and transitions. Our learning objectives today is to promote child engagement and learning in everyday activities, routines, and transitions across the environment. Can I have somebody read this slide? Good, thank you, Leandria, I really appreciate it.
Participants will learn the steps and procedures to implement embedded instruction. What, when, and how. Participants will learn various methods for teaching new skills. Participants will learn that embedded instruction occurs throughout daily routines and across environments. Participants will gain data collection, tools to track progress.
Thank you. Our logistic, do we have anything to change to the ground rules? Everybody's good by a show of hands? Thank you. Our parking lot is located at the back door, so if you have any questions or comments, please post those, and we'll answer those a little bit later. The location of the bathrooms are right down the corner. There's still refreshments and comfort station. If there's anything you need, feel free to get up and move about. Our session handouts.
Yep. Give me 1 second to scan down here.
This is handout. Is that going too far? Oh, this is a learning activity matrix. We'll be learning this maybe like in 3 or 4 slides how to do this. This is handout 12.2, intentional planning and embedded learning opportunities. instructional procedures for embedded instruction. This is hand 12.3, instill teaching instructional strategies for teaching social skills. And this is ELO at a glance. Tips for teaching embedded learning opportunities from Head Start. This is their inclusion piece. Embedded learning opportunities. And tips for teachers for embedded learning opportunities. This is our data collection form. And it gives you the instructions how to fill it out at the very bottom, but we'll be going through it later on in the session. Handout 12.7, this is just your checklist for intentional planning and embedded instruction. So you can use that inside your classrooms. And handout 12.8, intentional planning and embedded learning opportunities. And these are their resources. So you can visit those sites.
This 0 to 3 down there that you see, supporting your child's persistence, that if you've never been to their website, they have amazing resources for you to share with parents. Lots of good short 2-3 minute videos. I found in my time at TRE that parents are more responsive and receptive to learning that way than giving them a handout. It's cheaper, it saves trees. So even if you guys have some kind of text messaging thing going on with your parents, that's a great way to send them information, and it's already pre-made for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I really love 0 to 3 as a resource. All right, is that it?
Yep. Intentional planning and embedded learning opportunities. Embedded learning is at the top two portions of the pyramid model because it represents more targeted emotional supports. Session 12, intentional planning and embedded learning opportunities, fits into the targeted social emotional supports level 2 and level 3 of the pyramid. In this session, we will highlight strategies from building blocks, LEAP, and other evidence-based practices such as embedded instruction for early learning projects. This project is a collaboration among faculty of the University of Florida. These are the 3 tiers. The visuals from the building blocks framework, the visual model of the tiers within the level 2 of the pyramid, targeted social and emotional support. These are universal practices. Child focused, used when children need specialized instructions to make progress on a targeted goal, involve use of evidence-based instructional strategies, specific strategies chosen based on a child's strengths and areas of need. Embedded, teachers create short technique episodes with ongoing classroom activities and routines. Teaching episodes focus on a child's individual learning objective, mapping used here. Curriculum modifications and adaptations. These changes the academic or curricular demands made of a child to better fit the child's ability. Embedded instruction emphasizes intentional, sufficient, and systematic learning opportunities during everyday activities, routines, and transitions. Engagement is defined as to occupy the attention of efforts, a person of persons, he engaged hers in conversation, to attach and hold fast, a novel engage her attention and interest, to attract his good nature, engages everyone. Engagement in young children is displayed by looking, listening, major participation, and or verbal participation. Embedded instruction. Research supports this information about embedded instruction. This is true for all children, infancy through preschool age and beyond. As a caregiver, is what you doing is it engaging, meaningful, grabbing, or occupying the child's attentions or efforts? Does it create a conversation? And is the child looking, listening, giving motor responses, and verbal participation? Engagement is also defined as, if they're engaged in conversation also. I think I repeated myself, sorry guys. Research findings. Embedded instruction can be implemented during circle time. It's used mostly to provide instructions or values. These tables describe the demographics of the participation in a study on embedded instructions that was conducted by Susan Sandall, the author of Building Blocks. The Pyramid Plus approach focuses on social and emotional goals. However, this study indicates that embedded instruction is effective for goals across various domains. The next slide is a summary of all the results. This is a summary of the study results. Although less than half, 42.86% of the children achieved the objective goal, it should be highlighted that nearly all of the 87% made progress towards their objective. Many of the children progressing towards the objective had made the additional time. Studies are limited to time frame and allotted. The study times indicates that embedded instruction is an effective form instruction because many children met their objective and most of the children progressed towards meeting their objective. This is why we should repeat the same instruction, rules, etc. on a daily basis. The more we repeat them, the more children will attain, learn, or develop these skill sets. Can I have somebody read it to you from here? Anybody? Thank you, Rebecca.
Maximizes children's motivation by considering their interests and preferences, provides opportunities to learn and practice important skills in meaningful contexts.
Thank you. And also promotes learning, acquisition, learning a new skill, fluency, how and often a child uses a new skill, and promotes mastery, maintenance, and generalization. Not only is embedded instructions or evidence-based practices, it also has the following assets. It maximizes the children's motivation, focusing on the child's preferences. It is intentional and meaningful and promotes learning a new skill. It promotes through maintenance, the child uses a new skill learned over time, and generalization, the child instructs it or reminds a variety of people in multiple environments. A process of embedded instruction. What we teach, functional, meaningful, measurable learning through targets. The caregiver plans what to teach. You may use your lesson plan during circle time. In the previous video, don't hit, sorry guys, don't hit feet on the floor, use walking feet, soft touches, etc. We do this when the child has calmed down after the situation or has de-escalated. And we can use it in using the visual or verbal instructions. Steps in embedding instruction. We want to focus on what we want and how to teach it. To attain this, we need to have a plan to implement, evaluate repeatedly to see if the child is learning the new skill set. So using this visual model at the same questions for the previous slide. So we need to teach it, how to teach it, and when to teach it. So we're going to use planning, implementing, and evaluating. As you recall from session 11, we set goals, child's participation, and a skill useful if necessary for participation, specific behaviors the child will do to monitor progress, measurable meaning, find teachable moments during the day. Example of goals. I'll let you take a few moments on here to read the independence goal, the social interaction goal. We wrote these goals and outcomes in session 11, teaming with families and writing functional goals and outcomes. Identify a skill that is essential for participating in the child's daily routines and activities. Specify exactly what the child will do. The context is identified. And when did this occur? It's important to the child, parents, and teachers. It is measurable. Be sure that their goals are clear and professional, active language, positive language, and make sure it's relevant. Mapping up at times to greet peers that make sense, aka as a rival, or at the lunch table, or passing out props in circle time. You don't want to practice this skill in the office or across the hallway from their peers because it would be less relevant to use of the skill, so make sure you're using those skills inside the classroom. If you take out your activity matrix, and it's page 23. We will utilize our lesson plan on the activity matrix to embed our instructions, whether circle time, centers, lunch, etc. This would include after-school events and before bedtime. So it looks like this. I don't know if you guys have it in yours. You guys have it? And it's page 23. Do you have the session 12? I think it's 61. Oh, it's 61 on yours?
They do.
Okay. Well, it's 61 on yours. It's 21 on mine. So to help ensure the learning occurs, we're going to do daily routines, number of children and the number of activities, the number of adults who are available to assist, the activities that require adult monitoring and can be used anywhere. So this is activity matrix with multiple children. You could embed an independence goal or a social interaction goal during your activity schedule for each child. What an activity matrix could look like, would this look like in a home-based setting? For the activity matrix, would it be good for inclusive home-based setting? I think it would work, because you can use it at home.
I think it works really well in a home-based setting just because so many home-based settings have children of different ages. And so it's easy to really kind of separate what kinds of skills they need and what those routines look like at those different ages and how you can incorporate skill building for those different ages. So I think it's probably more helpful almost. I don't know, maybe not, but.
You can use also like the lesson plan, and it's going to be activities that were embedded activities with the lesson plan with circle time centers, snack, playground, buddy reading, closing at circle time. And this is one with individual child, arrival time seeks attention, turn taking.
Do you think this would be better in a home environment?
I think it would be better with, for myself, I would try to use it for home, like if it's with your own child, or inside a center where you have one with behavior issues that has a lot of stuff that's going on. Reflect on the importance of the natural environment and early intervention. Therefore, it will be easier for everyone to see how the activity matrix can be a helpful tool for early intervention, providers, coaches, and families. It is important for participants to be aware of the vast amount of learning possibilities inherent in many naturally occurring situations and activities. We must consider all people in the child's life who teach them. Recommendations for the children should not interfere with natural routines, but should enhance the child's routines. Do not assume the skill learned by a young child as one environment will easily generalize to another environment. This is our video, and it's a minute and 20 seconds. And the description is a mother takes a normal everyday routine like changing a diaper and turns it into a learning opportunity by adding a game of peekaboo. You'll see a mom interacting with the infant. Think about the outcome of the family is working towards and how is she embedding learning opportunities. Keep that in mind while we're watching this video. Oh, do you have any questions? No? Okay, thank you.
This video clip shows a mother playing at home with her infant son, splashing in the bathtub, and playing peekaboo while putting on her diaper.
Where's Justin? Where's Justin? Justin. Justin. Where is he? There you are. Justin. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, Justin, where are you? Hey! You not gonna love mommy? No. No. Hi.
Thank you, Nicole. What are the goals and outcomes that this mom is working with her child? Like what?
Taking the blanket off of his face and pulling it back on, like motor skills and
Motor skills, yes.
Opening and closing the door.
Yes, very good, Rebecca. Anybody else?
It's called object permanent. When something goes away, something returns. So those little simple games like peekaboo are even more complex than just having that reciprocity of a smile and that serve and return kind of thing. It really starts building the capacity in that child to tolerate the distress of, oh my gosh, mom went away, mom will come back, so that you can see how that transfers to the daycare setting where if they have fun with these games and they look forward to mom going away, and then she does come back. So that's why even the simplest of games really help to strengthen those self-regulatory skills. And until you talk about it in this kind of format, I'm playing peekaboo with my kid, but there's really purpose behind those social play games that we want to consider when we're working with kids.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. So our activity, we're gonna use your learning activity matrix that I had you pull out of your handouts. And we're gonna be using the beignets of Quan again. And then if you can refer to handout 12.1, using the daily schedule for the child in their beignet, have each group create a matrix based on the goals that they set for him in session 11. So prior to this, in session 11, you set him goals. How many places can you embed in your activity matrix throughout the day, throughout Quan's day? Do you guys have any questions? So in session 11, we were setting goals. Do you remember those goals? So with those goals, you can put it in the learning activity matrix throughout the day. So in the morning time with whatever you guys did on the board. What was one that you guys did?
They had readings in there.
So readings.
Sitting at the table for mealtime, and then you could even make it part of the matrix to follow him home if
Yep.
someone had a nighttime routine. that they-
Yeah, absolutely, Leandra, that was a good one, so you can use this at home too. Do you guys have any questions? So you guys can break up into your group, and I'll give you guys 15 minutes. So come back at 1:15, please. Thank you. All right, guys. can I get 2 volunteers to come up and let us know how you embed those practices in your schedule? Can I get a show of hands? Thank you, Cheyenne.
So do I have to come up?
Yes, you can, or you can sit there, it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel comfortable. Okay, perfect.
So we, the goal we set for him was to like around meal times. And so we kind of wanted to step out of the box, and one of the ones that we talked about was during like dramatic play for like free time or free play. You could set up in your like home area a little table and use that opportunity to kind of talk about, oh, we sit down, let's practice sitting down, and like make an ordeal of that. And then we also talked about at circle time, using a social story or something like that to show how you would eat appropriately or things like that.
So we can model that for him too, right?
Yes.
Like as your learning classmates and also the teacher. Thank you, Cheyenne, that was beautiful. Anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna call on somebody. Are you guys ready? Tiffany.
I think I know what this is.
Okay.
We had fun working on reading.
Okay.
So we thought some of the activities we were gonna track handshakes, using soft touch, kind words, and using the greeting songs.
Oh, that's nice. So that's good. So you're going to teach them how to use soft touches during arrival time, maybe during circle time, like tap them on the shoulder,
Throughout the day.
all throughout the day. I like that. Thank you. So if you have a card on your table, I need somebody to pick it up and stand up. If you got a card on your table, pick it up. All right. And the rest of us can stand up along with them?
Yeah, stand up with
All right, for Krista, what kind of activity movement would you like to do? And it has to be 8 times. It can be a shoulder roll. All right, 8 shoulder rolls. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, who else has a card? Trina.
7 jumping jacks.
7 jumping jacks. Okay. I'm really afraid of this because like when I do, it feels like the whole floor is gonna fall. Ready? Ready?
Don't do it.
Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job. Does anybody else have a card? Pam.
I just go to shoulders and reach up 7.
Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you. Okay, Melanie. Sorry, I'll get you count.
I guess side stretches.
Side stretches? Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And best for last, Kaylee. What are we gonna do?
Let's do 8 toe touches.
8 toe touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job, guys. Thank you. You guys can have a seat.
Hold up your card. Hold up your card.
All right, positive reinforcement. A positive reinforcer is a pleasant object, action, or gesture that is given to a person following a behavior and results in increasing the frequency of that behavior. Social reinforcers, tangible or material reinforces, activity reinforces. In an earlier session, Nicole had said that you can actually do like a chapstick that smells really good because I know stickers get really expensive. You can rub it on their hands, they can smell it, you know, that's a really good one. Stickers or even like a smiley face would be really good for that too. When to reinforce. In this slide, in the upcoming video, you may see them refer use food as a reinforcer. This is used only when there's nothing else identified to use with a child who is significantly impacted by extreme challenging behaviors. It would be written in the IFSP and an IEP with a clear plan for evading the reinforcer as soon as possible. In extreme cases, we do that what reinforces the child. The IFSP and IEP will support this process. We do not use food to reinforce students who are able to engage socially with peers independently, so you can request something other than usage of food from the mental health provider, unless it's the only reinforcer the child responds to. Our video example. Okay. This is positive teacher feedback. Think about the strategies that are being used in the video clip. Each example will repeat itself twice to give more time to take the strategy being used. And it's 4 minutes and 59 seconds long. And it's positive teacher feedback.
Second. This is that strange one that does like
I think
those.
it's this one.
No, it's lead puzzle. Hold on, give me a second, guys.
All right, guys, sorry it wasn't in the file, but we're copying it right now and downloading it, so here it is.
Oh, that would work for a wheel. Very good. Oh, that would work for a wheel. Very good. Fantastic! Now you've got a toy to play with the Pluto. Fantastic! Now you've got a toy to play with the Pluto.
You're right, Heiko. You found your name and the number 9. You're right, Heiko. You found your name and the number 9. High five, dude. This one doesn't match. You did it. See ya. Go to work. Take your briefcase. High five, dude. This one doesn't match. You did it. See ya. Go to work. Take your briefcase.
Graph's done. Great. Graph's done. Great.
Here, out. ear out. Put your ear in and shake it all.
It's crunchy.
Tuna. Rocky, you're quiet over there. You're just chilling.
You made the crunchy noise? Let me listen.
Very good.
It's crunchy.
Tuna. Rocky, you're quiet over there. You're just chilling.
You made the crunchy noise? Let me listen.
Very good. Oh, great job counting, Mario. Oh, great job counting, Mario.
I like how my friends are thinking about how they're going to share the Dizzy disc. Can I get a high five, Matilda? Good thinking. I like how my friends are thinking about how they're going to share the Dizzy disc. Can I get a high five, Matilda? Good thinking.
That's it.
Thank you. With learning back with them, repeating them twice, what did we learn from the strategies between the teachers and their students?
It was immediate.
It was immediate, yes, very good. Was it natural? Yes. Andrea?
It always started off positive.
Positive, yes.
It was very specific.
Very specific, thank you. Sam and Kaylee?
Use names.
Use names, yes. With routines and activities? I think when they were doing circle times, that was clear routine. And with shaking your head about, so that was a really good activity. Embedded learning opportunities. Within your lesson plan, you will embed learning objectives for one or more children. Teachers create short teaching episodes with ongoing classroom activities and routines. Teaching episodes focus on a child's individual learning objective. And then we're going to have another video. We're going to be playing them back to back. These are the two videos associated with the slide. The first example of the teachers planning for an individual embedded learning opportunity, and the second example is of it being implemented. Okay.
These also need to be just uploaded real quick.
Okay.
So one of Leah's goals is to ask her friends to play. And she tends to only want to play by herself, so it's really important that we get her to tolerate playing with other kids and sharing her play ideas with them. And lately she's been really liking the block area. So I thought this week I'm going to give her some extra instruction and support in asking a friend to play with her when she's playing with the blocks already. That'd be good for her to get some extra teaching with that goal.
How does planning help to make embedded learning opportunities more effective with these teachers and the parent? She's asking questions.
Accountability.
Yes, thank you, Sam. And the next one, the description, the video clip shows Jordan and Valerie talking about how they want to give more individualized teaching for the child named Leah and asking a friend to play with her. She's a child who tends to play alone or one-on-one. Her objective is to play with friends, sharing materials and sharing her play ideas.
Do you think one of our friends will come over? Did you ask Myron or Dominic? Cool. Tell her where to put it. You can tell her you can tell her your idea.
Wow, Dominic, cool. Oh, that one's good.
And the last one, now we see Leah in the classroom with Jordan giving Leah some extra help to ask a friend to play. She uses encouragement, choice making, and positive verbal praise. She knows that Leah would prefer to play alone, but gives her a choice who she could ask to play with her. Leah then chooses Myri and then begin building a castle together. We just did that one, didn't we? Is that the?
That was it.
Okay, sorry. So how does this planning help to make embedded learning opportunities more effective with another classmate also? Anybody? Yes, Tiffany?
It's intentional, and if
Yes.
they didn't plan it, it might have missed the opportunity.
Right. So they were setting her up for success? Absolutely. Good job. Anybody else want to add to anything on that you do in your centers? Doing embedded practices as far as setting those skills? Purposefully planning. When you're working with your children, if you're giving clear directions, clear beginning, middle, and end, and engaging in supportive environment, the children will be able to answer the above questions. What do I need to do? How do I know I'm making progress? When do I know when I'm done? What do I do next? So we'll be giving clear directions, clear beginning, middle, and supporting environment. If you can get out your handouts for your ELO at a glance, and this is on page 62. We'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to create an ELO. Again, take your handout. Using the vignettes of the child that the group is working with a real life situation, map out an ELO using the activity matrix and goals that are set for the children. You guys can go into your groups. I'm sorry, guys. Go into your groups, and then I'll give you about 10 or 15 minutes. Do you guys have any questions? So you'll put your date, team members, child's name, the routines, the objective that you want to have, and how are you going to do it. What are you going to say? How will you respond? So we're giving clear directions, clear beginning, middle, and end, and supportive environment, like with the materials. So if you guys can do that, and we'll come back at 2:55. Do you have any questions again? Okay.
This is on call, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to debrief our ELO at a glance. Can I have the first volunteer from each group that went out? Anybody? Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Good job.
So for us with Quan, we want him to work on greeting his friends nicely.
Okay.
And so we're going to model an appropriate greeting. And we're going to say, "Hi, Quan. We're going to have a great day. High five." And then we're going to kind of lead him over to help him give his friend a high five. And immediately we'll say, "Good job greeting your friend, buddy. High five to me." And we didn't need any materials. And we have at least 2 opportunities every day.
Awesome. Good job. Good job. Thank you. All right. Next group. Sam, thank you.
We also had fun, and we're going to work on sharing building blocks. What are we going to do? We're going to provide the opportunity to share blocks with a friend during free play. What are you going to say? And we're going to say, it looks like Johnny needs a block. Please hand him a block. And then our response, if he gives him the block, would be, thanks for sharing the block. High five. If he doesn't, then we'll say, I'll help you hand Johnny the block. What materials do we need? We need the block and Johnny. How many opportunities? We'll give him 2 a day, AM and PM.
Beautiful, Sam. Thank you. That was very descriptive. A clear beginning, middle, and end. Good job. Our next group, we have 4 groups, so. The other Sam.
We did greeting as well, and the objective was using nice touches when interacting. And so what we're doing is presenting the better alternatives by showing him high fives and fist bumps. What we're saying is, let's try a high five, or let's try a fist bump. How we would respond if he doesn't do it, we'll give him a chance to try again. Oh, let's try this again. And then materials done, but Tyler insists that is our hands, so.
Good job.
And our opportunities are 2, so once in the morning, like for greeting and then goodbye. Yeah.
So you're giving him choices, it's repetitive, and it's positive. Very good, thank you. Cheyenne.
Yeah, so the one we were working on is him being able to sit at the table and eat meals at mealtime. So we are really trying to get him to stay in his chair, so we thought just being close, and a lot of centers allow you to eat with your kids, so you can model that for him. And then using a visual schedule so that he knows what's going to happen next would kind of provide some
What's happening next,
help
yeah.
for him. And then we said that we were going to use redirection if he gets off track and gets focused on something else, going back to the visual schedule. That would also provide him with responsibility when he's done. He gets that praise of, okay, let's go and move our little clip for our visual schedule to the next piece. And then we said we would respond with positive praise, and if necessary, least to most prompting. And then all the materials we would need is the visual chart, and we kind of do it 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and snack.
That is wonderful. I like that you guys are going to model it, that it's positive feedback, and the visual schedule is really a good piece, so he knows what's coming next, so it's predictability also. Very good, guys. I'm handing it over to Nicole. Thank you guys for participating.
Thank you, Hope. That was a great activity.
All right, major messages.
No, it's not. It's in the...
We should have gained knowledge on how intentionally to plan and embed instructions using that activity matrix throughout the day and environments, as well as adapt and build a rapport with families and their cultures to achieve the goal gaining of a child's independence and modify goals on a regular basis. Your activity thought seed. What will I change in my behavior in regard to this topic? What will I apply to the families and the children that I work with in regards to this topic? And what will I take back to my team and coworkers? After that, if you can visit the PPAtrainingquestionpro.com, and I'm going to give you a few minutes, and then we'll wrap up with Q&I. So 5 minutes. Okay, quality improvement. What went well today?
I enjoyed our group activities.
Thank you.
I liked how on the group activities, when they seemed confusing, or a little bit more confusing, you guys followed up with the small groups and were there to help us. That was
So
great.
following up back with the group. Thank you. Anybody else?
Timeliness.
Thank you.
I think the discussion and how you facilitated the discussions of the whole group were really well done.
Thank you. Facilitated the discussions. Leandria?
I like how we were able to take one case or look at one study of a child and build off of it and be able to, in each section, still follow up on it and add new things.
Very good. Anybody else? Yes?
Well, we were confused of one
rather than just jump in with an answer. Nicole gave us a few minutes to sort it out ourselves, and we were back on track. We like
Awesome.
that.
Thank you.
Really encouraging.
Are we good in, what went well today? Okay, what needs improvement? Yes?
Sometimes I can't hear you.
Okay, so I need to speak up a little bit louder? Thank you. Anybody else? Yes?
More activities, so like
Getting more active activities.
Okay. Anybody else? Cheyenne?
I think the activities, I know this isn't you guys, but sometimes the activities don't always feel like they're as helpful as they could be. Like I feel like they're very repetitive instead of being like new information.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
Kind of along the same line as the activity, sometimes I feel like we're sort of the blind leading the blind in the small groups. We don't know enough yet to
Okay.
finish the project.
So more information, is that what I'm getting?
Explanation.
More explanation?
Of what's expected.
Or support, like,
Clear expectations and support.
yeah.
Or maybe even the timing, like, or seeing an example, a full example ahead of time. That
Okay.
being filled out one time.
Thank you.
Like with the Lego activity, where we saw it happen first and then that was more helpful? Okay.
Some more explanation on the activities, to brief the activities better. Examples? Anything else? All right. Contact us at Pyramid Plus, the Colorado Center for Social and Emotional Competence and Inclusion, University of Colorado, Denver. And that is it. You guys have a nice weekend.
Don't forget to sign out.
Yes, please sign out.
Please.